Have you ever noticed that two people can live in almost the same circumstances, but one keeps finding opportunities, while the other only sees shortcomings? We often hear the saying that gratitude attracts good things into life. It sounds beautiful, but it also raises a question. How could something so simple, something that only happens in the mind, affect what happens in the real world? Many people imagine gratitude as a magical magnet that makes the universe send gifts. But perhaps the explanation is far more interesting than that. Because the first thing that changes is not the world outside us. What changes is the way we see it. Imagine someone walking through a vast park. There are flowers, trees, birdsong, and sunlight filtering through the leaves. But that person is busy thinking about an unresolved problem. They walk past all that beauty without truly seeing it. Then there is someone else walking through the same park. Their problems are there too. Their worries are there too, yet they are still able to notice the scent of the earth after the rain, the cool air, and the colors of the evening sky. The park they walk through is the same. What is different is their attention. And this is where something interesting begins to happen. Modern psychology shows that human attention works like a flashlight. We never see all of reality at once. We only see a small part illuminated by our minds. When someone constantly focuses on what is lacking, their brain becomes highly trained to find shortcomings. Conversely, when someone practices gratitude, their brain gradually learns to recognize things that had previously gone unnoticed. Not because the world suddenly changes, but because they begin to see more parts of the world that were previously hidden from their attention. Perhaps this is why gratitude often feels like luck. Because opportunities that cannot be seen are, in the end, no different from opportunities that do not exist. But there is one objection that makes quite a lot of sense. If gratitude is really that powerful, why do so many grateful people still face difficulties? This question is important because gratitude is often misunderstood as a tool for erasing suffering. In reality, that is not the case. Being grateful does not make life immune to loss. It does not make financial problems disappear overnight. It does not make a broken heart instantly whole again. Gratitude is not a denial of pain. In fact, the deepest gratitude is often born when someone acknowledges that life is indeed imperfect. Imagine a sailor facing a storm. Being grateful does not mean pretending that the sea is calm. Being grateful means realizing that even though the storm has arrived, their boat is still intact, their compass still works, and they still have the opportunity to sail. There is a huge difference between saying, "Everything is fine," and saying, "Not everything is fine, but there is still something valuable here." That small difference may seem simple, but psychologically its impact is enormous. Because when someone is still able to see what remains, they are also more capable of moving forward. Interestingly, the influence of gratitude does not stop at the way we view the world. It also affects the way the world responds to us. Think about human relationships. Who is more pleasant to work with? Someone who constantly complains that nothing is good enough, or someone who can appreciate even the smallest help? Who is more likely to receive support? A person who thinks everyone owes them something, or a person who shows genuine appreciation? Without realizing it, gratitude creates a chain reaction. When someone feels appreciated, they tend to become more open. When they become more open, relationships grow stronger. When relationships grow stronger, new opportunities appear more often. From the outside, it looks like luck. But what is actually happening is that the network of human relationships is at work. There is a reason why many great opportunities in life come through other people. A job, an idea, a recommendation, even a friendship often emerges from healthy relationships. And healthy relationships almost always grow more abundantly in soil filled with appreciation than in soil filled with complaints. But there is an even deeper layer. We often assume that happiness will give rise to gratitude. When I succeed, then I will be grateful. When my life gets better, then I will feel satisfied. The problem is that the human mind has a strange ability to adapt to almost anything. A salary that once felt extraordinary eventually feels ordinary. A dream house eventually feels ordinary. An achievement that once made us proud eventually becomes a routine part of life. This phenomenon is known in psychology as hedonic adaptation. we continuously adjust to new circumstances and then return to searching for something else. Like someone running toward the horizon, the closer they feel, the farther the horizon shifts. Because of that, if gratitude always waits for perfect circumstances, it will most likely never arrive. On the other hand, many studies have found that people who consciously practice gratitude tend to have higher levels of psychological well-being, not because their lives are free of problems, but because they do not completely depend on external circumstances for their sense of contentment. They discover something rare: the ability to feel abundance even before all their desires have been fulfilled. Now let us look at a side that may rarely be discussed. Sometimes we are afraid to be grateful. It sounds strange, but many people secretly experience it. They worry that if they feel satisfied, they will lose their ambition. They fear that if they stop complaining, they will stop growing, as though dissatisfaction is the only fuel for progress. But is that really true? Look at a great athlete who loves the sport they pursue. They can appreciate their achievements today while also training harder for tomorrow. Look at a scientist who is proud of their discoveries, yet remains curious about the next mystery. Gratitude and growth are not enemies after all. They can walk side by side. One provides peace, the other provides direction. Without growth, life becomes stagnant. Without gratitude, life turns into a pursuit with no finish line. Perhaps at this point we begin to see that gratitude is not a way to manipulate reality. It is not a mantra. It is not a transaction. It is not a list of techniques for getting what we want. In fact, when gratitude is turned into a tool for obtaining something, it loses its meaning. Its true value lies in its ability to change the way we show up in life. When we are grateful, our attention becomes clearer. When attention becomes clearer, opportunities are easier to see. When opportunities are easier to see, actions become more precise. When actions become more precise, better outcomes become more likely. And from a distance, that chain of events often appears to be a miracle. But what has truly changed is our relationship with the world. Because gratitude does something subtle. It teaches us to notice what is present, instead of only chasing what is missing. And when we become more aware of what is already here, life often feels richer, even if our circumstances have not changed very much. Not because gratitude creates abundance, but because it helps us recognize the abundance that was already there. Perhaps that is why good things often come closer to grateful people. Not because they have perfect lives, but because they have eyes that are more prepared to see goodness when it arrives, hearts that are more open to receiving it, and the courage to step forward when the opportunity appears.